this is Carly113, and I'm here to do a review, or I guess something on Fairy Tail 474 and 475. I haven't been doing them for a while. My hat looks funky because I've been kind of bored with the chapters. I've been just looking at them, and I've just decided, like, okay, this is okay, I don't care about it that much, and then I started doing it. But 473 was the one where Laxus, there is one thing, people were always talking about, it was a BS poll for Laxus winning the last one in chapter 473. Yeah, but it was kind of, like, it was, in a way, but it was kind of, like, I like that they tried to use some science behind it. So I don't know if he's completely healed, or if he's just not dying anymore. But then again, he should have been dead a long time ago, just like the Wally guy said. But aside from that, I'm going to 474 and 475 since I didn't read 474 last week. Anyhow, I'm not really good at the reviews, as far as I kind of just say what I like and what I don't like and go from there. But 474, there were some things that caught my eye, and one of them was when Natsu was gone, and makes me wonder if like if he was just basically reset to what he was before Zeref turned him into a demon, because he had died, right, or something like that, and then Zeref had like resurrected him and brought him back as a demon, giving him life again or something. So I'm wondering if he just returned him to what he was. But he's making a recovery, and I'm thinking about this where he's out. It makes me think that he's gotta wake up again, at least sometime. So it just makes me wonder if he's getting all his memories back from when he was a little boy, the ones that he forgot before he met Igneel. And it makes me wonder how that's going to affect his battle with Zeref. I thought this chapter was pretty good. It had some really good parts in it. I even liked the Altair part going back, and it doesn't make any difference now because I read 475, but I didn't think that she was really alive. I was thinking about the same thing, that she was just kind of in a time warp, and she was only in this world because this world was frozen in time, but in the outside world she's dead or old. She's still old. This is just like a part of her, and that's what it was in 475. Now, a part that makes me wonder is like when I'm going back to 474, when Makarov is saying, "We're gonna use your wisdom, Mavis," and she's like, "I need some time to think," and she looks really forlorn. And then she's like, "For the sake of defeating Zeref, what I'm to do is," and you have these dead leaves here. Is Zeref showing up right now? Or is she somehow able to wake up from her crystallized form? Because that would be really dreading to her if she was able to get out of her crystallized form. If that was the only thing she could see, is that she'd still be the death goddess or whatever she was before he put her to sleep, or he killed her, so to speak. Because I'm just wondering if either Zeref came back, or she's choosing to release Luminous Story, because these dead leaves appeared, and they only appear when one or both shows up. It could be Ecnology too, but anyhow, I'm just curious what's going to happen to this. Then we have this part where we get to Gray and everybody fighting, and finally, Murady shows up. And finally, I was wondering what took them so long, and she helps them. And this part where Leo's like, "Oh, she's so cute!" It just makes me laugh because people have had the crack pairing of Lion and Murady, and I'm wondering if Machine is actually going to make it a non-crack pairing like so many others. But it would get him off Juvia, and Juvia would be just Grays and Grays alone. Anyhow, finally they came back, and she had made an entrance. But another person who made quite an entrance was Jalal. He comes in after they've cut through these guys, and he's all like, and he knocks them out too. And I'm just, And I'm all like, yes, finally he comes back to help them. But what really caught my attention was like, where she's like, hide your face, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna run away anymore. I've come here to defeat Zara. And I'm just like, finally, he's getting over this whole, I'm such a terrible person thing, and he's actually got this new motivation, this new character development that's really admirable. And we have Kaga freaking out and because he's back, and I'm wondering if they're gonna have a confrontation after this is all done, or if there's gonna be an explanation like apologies or whatever, you know. And they're gonna fight together, and she's gonna change her opinion of him, which would be nice. Um, anyhow, so we have that part. And then we have this part that everybody was talking about. We find out that Demario can actually freeze time. And then she's about to freeze time, and she's going to kill one of the girls when Ulterior shows up. And I know a lot of people are like, that's BS! She's back! She should have died! But, I don't think she died. But like I said, I don't think it's BS at all. I think she's just only alive in this one world. This time-lapse world. In that outside world, she's just the same, the old lady. She might be dead by now, or if, as Grace said, Ulterior is still alive, just the old lady who's lost pretty much all of her life. So she's only in this one time capsule, and that's what I was thinking was the case. It made sense to me that she was showing up there of all places. I think this chapter was actually really good. I don't think there was any BS about it. We don't really know if Urza and Kaga actually beat those guys, or if they're gonna come back. But we know that Urza, Jalel, and Kaga are gonna be fighting alongside each other for once, which is kind of exciting to see. I hope I can see that soon. We have this possibility that Mavis might have come back, or Zareth is around because the leaves are dead. We have Ulterior showing up in the time capsule and helping Sherry and Wendy, which is good. And it was just overall a very instrumental chapter, I think. And out of all the chapters in the Alvarez arc, I think this is one of the better ones, because personally I thought this arc was kind of weak from the beginning. I mean, there was some good parts. There were some really good parts, like, of course, the whole Zareth and Natsu's name, but I just felt that the arc could have been stronger in some way. Anyhow, that's what my thoughts on chapter 474. And now we're going on to chapter 475, which I think is an amazing chapter. I really like 475. I liked everything about it. I like the fact that Ulterior is not really alive. She's only there helping them because she can, but she's not really alive. She's not really back. This part where Demario is getting all angry. She's like, "How dare you invade my world?" And then she's starting to attack them, and then she turns into Kronos, the goddess of time. I think Kronos is actually a god of time, but in Mashima's story, she's the goddess of time. And she tries to kill the girls. She tries to kill Wendy, but Charla pushes Wendy out of the way, and Charla gets shot herself, and she dies where she should die. But Ulterior stopped her time just before she died. This whole thing, Demario is a very strong Spriggan. Like, I know a lot of the other Spriggans have been disappointing, to say the least. While it was pretty good, I think his fight could have gone on a little bit longer. The funky looking guy, whatever his name, who tried to kill Brandish, I have no idea what happened to him. Brandish got taken down really easily, but then again, she never really wanted to fight in the first place, so that could have something to do with it. Agil. The fight with Urza wasn't too bad, but I thought it was too short. But seeing Demario now, it makes me think that they're all super strong, but there's certain levels, and maybe Demaria is like the most strongest or one of the strongest out of the 12, and that maybe Brandish and Najeel were the weaker ones. I'm guessing. I like this fact that Demaria seems to be like a really threat. And the part at the end that really made this chapter was obviously Alteria's dying, her body is deteriorating because she can only be there for so long, so she has limits in this world, despite the fact that it's a time capsule or whatever you call it, and time lapse, and then she tells the girls that she doesn't think they can defeat her, but she has a way for them to defeat her. But it's kind of like a no-win situation. She says you can fight her as you are, but there's probably no way you're gonna beat her because she's way too strong. Or you can take my power, the third origin, which will give you all of your strength, but you will lose all your magic power. And as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, crap. What's gonna happen now? Because if they take the third origin, they both take the third origin, and they defeat the chick, Demaria, Kronos, then how is Wendy gonna heal Sharla? And if they don't take it, how are they going to beat her? So, I mean, of course, it's probably the whole friendship thing where they might barely win by the skin of their knees or whatever you call it. But I just think, I hope that Hiro Mishima goes somewhere with this. And then I know the next chapter is called Made Girls No More. They either both took the power and they don't have magic anymore, but then Sharla can't come back. Or they didn't take the power and they were defeated by Demaria. Or only one of them took the power. So I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen if Shelia, since she's like, well, I'm a god slayer, if she's going to take the power to defeat Demaria, and then Wendy's still going to be able to heal Sharla when time starts flowing again and keep Sharla from dying. So I really don't know what to expect. These 2 chapters together were really good, and I think I'm going to be looking at the fairy tale chapters two at a time now, and then I'll decide if I want to review or not based on my opinion. And if I really want to rant, I probably will. But I think that's about it. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think both girls are going to take the power? Do you think one of them is going to take the power? Do you think nobody's going to take it? What's going to happen with, what did Mavis do? Did she bring herself back in 474? Is Zeref there trying to get her? Is acknowledged? I don't know, but that's about it. So that's my thoughts on the chapter, and I know hopefully you have some and that you wanted to say something too. Thank you. Bye. Oh man. Oh. Why is it not stopping?